in the sense like if you have any career gaps, or if you are stuck at somewhere in your career, if you are into non-IT, and now you can, it's the best platform to move into the IT side, that is into the SAP ABAP. As you know, SAP is used only by the manufacturing companies, which is on highest demand. I can say it's ever high demand. So this is the best, one of the best courses or the technologies you can go on or opt for. So this through ESG, you are getting this training with a very minimal price and very minimal, cost. So it is very affordable. So you can learn, you can get hands-on experience, you can gain knowledge, and it is like I can say your career is set. That is through ESG. It is, I can say, you are at the best or the right path. Okay, so try to avail this opportunity, try to learn as much as you can, is because this would have the courses for 3 months, and also hands-on training you have to do. So that is practice you have to do every day so that you can do your best. And also end of the training, we will also conduct interviews. So in the interviews, if you get selected, then we will also hire you. So based upon your performance again. So if you perform well in the sense, yes, every day you have to practice. Once you practice, you will be confident enough, you will be easily able to clear the interview, and we will help you with the job. So, but if you don't learn, and if you just come back to us saying that, no, I have completed the training, and just and take me to the job, so that's not possible. So give your 100% in the while you learn, and then also in the interview, we will help you. We will help you in each and every phase. We will help you, support you. So Sneha is there to guide you, to teach you, and we also have the lab assistants, like for the practical experienced people who will guide you wherever you are stuck while practicing. So they will also guide you. So there you will get a support again. And after, during the interview also, you can, for example, uh, any interview, he might ask based upon your questions, he might ask 10 questions, 20 questions, or 30 questions. At least we are liberal. Even if you say 5 wrong questions out of 20, that's fine. Even if you're good at 15, yes, we will consider. So be confident, learn properly, utilize your time, and please avail this opportunity and make your good career, that too through ESG. And that's all from my side. So Sneha, you can continue taking the session for the today demo class. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Sneha. I'm working as a SAP ABAP consultant at ESG. And as Preston said, I will be guiding you through basics, core, and object-oriented ABAP concepts. So before we begin into the topic, just I would like to know how many of you heard about SAP or SAP ABAP before? Do you have any idea? Yeah, please, you can answer if you know.
You can unmute yourself and you can say about.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Rahul.
Hey, hi, Rahul.
Hi. I have heard about SAP, but I have no idea. No idea about that. I have heard from my friend that he's working in SAP technology, but I haven't heard the detailed explanation of it. I just heard the term. That's all.
Oh, okay. So, anyone?
Hello, Sneha. This is Malika. Yeah, I know
Hi,
about SAP. Like previously, I used to work in manufacturing project. So they used to they use this module, SAP modules. So I'm not aware of in depth, but a bit only.
Okay. All right.
Malika.
So those who are not aware of completely about SAP, or if you are new to the technical background, no need to worry at all. I will start from the basic and will build from there. So before I dive into SAP and ABAP, let's talk about something called ERP. So ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. So enterprise is nothing but any organization or any company. For example, we can take Reliance, BMW, DMart, any organization. Okay. And when it comes to resources, so to run any organization, they need some basic resources. Like they need the products to sell, or they need employees to work in their organization. They need some machinery like systems, software. So these are comes under resources. For example, if we take DMart, we already know it's a big retail supermarket chain in India, right? So to run their organization, they will sell different products. Like they will sell household items, groceries, dairy products, right? With the help of staff employees and systems to generate the bills. So here, DMart is nothing but an enterprise, and the resources are nothing but the products which they are selling in the market, and the employees who are working inside the store, and also the machinery which they are using in their stores. So these are comes under the resources. So we understood about enterprise and resource. And when it comes to planning, to run any organization or any business, they need a proper plan. For example, in the DMart, suppose if there is no stock, so what the first step they have to do? They need to plan. They need to buy the products from a supplier, because there should not be out of stock. Because customer will come, if there is no stock, then they cannot purchase it. So the customers will not satisfy. So this is lost the business. So to avoid this, first itself they need to plan. If any products are out of stock, they need to buy first itself. Suppose if any stocks are more, so they need to sell it. Otherwise, the products will be expire. So that is also lost to the company, right? So what they have to do, they need to plan different what I can say offers, giving buy one get one offers, so that customer will attract and they will buy it. So like that, they need to plan it. Similarly, when an organization is running, they need to plan it. Like it should not the resources. They need to plan in such a way where they have to use the minimum of these resources, and they need to get maximum profit without delaying any work, without wasting any resources. So in such a way, they need to plan it. So ERP mainly is used for running the business activities. So I'll tell you what are the business activities in the coming up slides. So ERP is mainly, it is an idea to run and manage all the business activities of a company or organization. Okay. So let's see what is the need of this ERP. Suppose if they don't use this ERP, what will happen? We'll see in this slide. Suppose if you take any company, there will be various departments are there, like sales department, HR department, manufacturing department, like that many departments would be there in each and every company. So I have listed here few departments like sales, warehouse, procurement, finance, and customer service. So before I explain, I will like to tell you the roles and responsibilities of these departments, because some of you might not be aware of what is meant by warehouse and procurement, because these are the business terms. So let's first explain these roles and responsibilities of these departments. So sales departments, as everybody know, it is used to selling the products, company products to the customers. So they will sell the company products and services to the customers, and they will receive the orders from the customers as well. And warehouse department, where it will track all the stock details. Suppose if a company is running, so what are the goods are coming inside into the company, and what are the goods they are selling out for the company for a particular day, how much stock is left over. So those all the records are maintained by the warehouse department. And when it comes to procurement, suppose if there is no stock available in the warehouse department, so they will reach out to the procurement department. Then procurement department has to buy the goods from a supplier. whatever the company needs, they have to buy from the supplier. So they have to search for the suppliers and they need to negotiate the price. Suppose if you want to buy anything, we used to visit 2 to 3 shops. If there is a less price and if you are getting a good quality, we will use to buy. Similar way here, procurement department is responsible for buying the products from a supplier. So they will compare the price, they will compare the quality, delivery time, everything, then they will buy it. So once they buy, that invoice will be generated, right? So once we buy, we will get a bill receipt. So that will be done by the finance department. So all the payment work will be done by the finance department. Now imagine that Amazon. So everybody know Amazon. We used to buy many things from the Amazon, right? Suppose if it is not using ERP, what are the issues it might be faced? Let's see in this example. Okay. Suppose you have placed a mobile phone from Amazon, from the sales website. Okay. So you have placed an order from the Amazon. So at that time, it has shown in the app, it is in stock. But when it comes to reality, it is not available in the warehouse. So warehouse is nothing but where the stock is available, right? So that is not available in the warehouse. But if you look at this slide, every department is storing their information in their own system. If you see sales department, whatever the information inside of the sales department, they are storing in their own database. And even if you see warehouse, they are storing their information in their own system. Procurement, finance, same. So there is no direct communication between each and every department. So when you place an order, it will be recorded in the sales department only, sales system only. So that information is might not aware of warehouse department immediately. When you place an order, automatically that information is not going to warehouse or procurement or finance department. So what will happen if it is not available in the warehouse? Then they have to inform to the procurement department. So how the communication will be happen? Either they have to send a mail or through any other communication. So they have to take the copy from the sales department, which item you have placed, the details, how much quantity you have placed. So that copy you need to get it from the sales department, and the same copy you need to get it from the warehouse department. And procurement department, what they have to do, they need to buy from a supplier. So during this process, what will happen? The work will be delayed because there is no direct communication, right? So when you place an order, suppose you got a message that that item will be delivered within 3 days. But due to this delay, it might not be delivered the promising date. So what you will do? You will call immediately to the customer service. So the customer service, what they will do, they used to tell to you, we will check and come back to you, because there is no direct communication between each and every department. See, there is no link. So they have to come back to the sales department. So and so person, they placed an order, but they did not receive it, like that they will convey it. Then they will tell the information why it is delayed. So at the end, what will happen? Customer will not satisfy with this service. So the sales will be less, business won't run properly. So due to these disadvantages, ERP software has came up. So whenever you are taking the copy, even if you see, there is no direct communication between each and every department, right? So they are taking the copy. Whenever we are sending a copy, there might be a chance of getting errors. And also, for one order, you are taking multiple copies. Like that, per a day, if you are getting thousands of orders, so you need one more system to store this duplicate information also. So that is also, we need a one more system, we need to pay for it. But that is not required because it is a duplicate data. So due to this disadvantage, we came up with a solution, that is ERP software. So ERP software is nothing but it is used to run all the business functions by centralizing a database. So if you see in the previous slide, every department is using their own system to store the information. But in ERP software, every system, like every department will use one common database. So when you place an order, immediately it will get notified to the warehouse department whether the product is available or not. Suppose if it is not available, immediately that message will be go to the procurement department that you need to buy. So here there will not be a delay in the work, and here we are not sending any copy to each and every department because everyone is using one common database. So when you place an order, that can be seen by warehouse department, procurement department, finance, and customer service. Everyone will get the notification automatically. So here we don't get any delay in the work. We no need to take the duplicate of copy, so we don't get any errors. So that is an idea of ERP software. So the main purpose of ERP software is it is used to maintain all the business activities. So business activity in the sense, in the previous example we have seen, if there is no stock, what procurement department is doing? They are buying the goods from the supplier. So that is one of the activity. And once it is done, invoice will be generated. Invoice is nothing but bill. Whatever they have bought from the supplier, there will be a bill receipt, right? So that payment will be done by finance department. So that is one of the activity. Creating the sales order, purchasing order, generating the invoice, delivering to the customer. So these are comes under business activities. So these all maintained and planned by an ERP software. So like that, we have different ERP softwares are there. Archilabs, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, SAP. So these are the ERP softwares. Not only this, we have some other ERP softwares as well, but here I have listed few. So Oracle apps is one of the ERP software which is used mainly by MNCs, but it is offering very less modules. So here modules in the sense departments. So in generally we used to say sales department, warehouse department, like that, right? When it comes to ERP software, this word we used to say it as a module. So the word we use with a different term called module, sales module, material module, warehouse module, in that way. And PeopleSoft, this is mainly used by the small organization. Like whenever, if you say business, there would be small industries, medium, and large. So it depends on their budget, they can choose the ERP software. If it is a small organization, they can go for PeopleSoft. PeopleSoft is mainly good at HR module. And JD Edwards, this is mainly used by mid organization and large. And SAP. So SAP is mainly used by mid and large organizations, and it is offering high number of modules when it compares to all these ERP softwares. So now we came into the point, SAP is nothing but one of the ERP software. So is it clear, everyone? The background of SAP, how we came into SAP? Do you have any doubt in
Yes,
this?
Neha.
So SAP is a ERP software. SAP stands for Systems, Applications, Products in Data Processing. And it is started in 1972 by 5 IBM employees in Germany. So let me break down this. What is systems, applications, and products? Okay. So systems are nothing but, as we seen, ERP software, it is integrating all these business, right? So these departments, sales, warehouse, like that, all the departments, it is including into one platform. So that is comes under systems, where all the business process are included under one platform, that is comes under systems. So for example, we have finance module, so that I have written as a FI, material management, sales and distribution, procurement. So like that, we have various modules are there. So again, don't confuse. Modules are in the sense departments. In our general term, it is a department. But when it comes to this business terminology, we used to call it as a module. And applications. So applications is nothing but SAP is providing various applications to make the business process easier. Like just now we have seen ERP software, how whenever we create a sales order, how it is automatically notifying to the procurement, warehouse department. These are the applications which are provided by SAP. Like whenever we are creating an order, it automatically getting notification to other departments. So in such a way they have designed. So like that, various applications are there by provided by the SAP. And products in the sense, whatever the tools and software solutions are provided by SAP, those are comes under products. Like SAP is offering SAP ERP, S4 HANA, SAP CRM. So these are the products. To make it clear, let me take a simple example. Everybody is using WhatsApp. So with the WhatsApp, how we will connect to the WhatsApp with mobile phone or through web, we can connect it, right? So that is comes under systems and applications. So what applications we are getting from WhatsApp? We can make audio call, we can make video call, we can put the status by image or with any video. So these are the applications provided by WhatsApp. Similar way in SAP also we have various applications like generating the reports, creating the orders. So those are comes under applications. And products, like if you see an Apple company, so what the products they are providing, like iPhone, iPods, and MacBooks. So they have different products out there. Similarly, SAP is providing SAP ERP, SAP CRM, S4 HANA. So these are the products of SAP. So SAP is an ERP software which is mainly used to run and plan all the business activities of any organization. Okay. And features of SAP. So as I mentioned, here we have various ERP softwares, but among this, SAP is providing 40 plus modules. So it is available in 40 plus modules like sales and distribution, material management, finance, HR. So like that, we have 40 plus modules are there. So it can be suitable for any type of business because 40 plus modules are there, right? So it can be suitable for any type of business. And also, as we have seen, it has integrated all the business functions under one common software. So that is one of the advantage. And it supports all the type of industry specific solution, meaning it can be suitable for pharmaceutical, retail industry, oil, gas. So like that, different industry specific solutions are available with the help of SAP. And it can be used globally. Suppose if you are using India, we can use English language. Like suppose if you go to other country, like if you go to Germany, they will be use a different language, right? If you go to French, so like that, if you go any other country, this SAP is available in 40 language. Suppose if you are using in Germany, we have German language, so user can log in into their system within their local language, German. If user is available in China, they can use Chinese language. So like that, 40 languages are available in SAP. So it can be used globally. So that is also one of the advantage with SAP. And this point, database independent. So you can use like SAP is not tie up with any database. So we can use any third party database. It is not mandatory to use only this database, not like that. It is a database independent. So we can run on any database. And real time, so as I already told you, this 40 plus models. Next, real time processing. So real time processing in the sense, in this example we have seen, whenever we place an order, immediately it get notified to the warehouse department, procurement, finance. So the real time update we are getting, like if any action is performing, immediately it is reflecting to other departments as well. So that is
Neha,
nothing but real-time processing. Yes.
Sorry for interruption. Actually, we are unable to see your full screen.
Um, yeah, here that is an issue. Mm, okay, from tomorrow onwards, you don't get this issue. Okay, please
Okay.
play it today.
Okay, no problem.
There is some ad here, so that is the reason you are unable to see.
Okay, Sneha. Thank you.
Yeah. So. Let us start real-time processing. So whenever an action is performing, immediately it will reflect to the related areas. So that we call it as a real-time processing. If it is not updated real-time, then we have seen there would be a gap and delay in the work. So that is the reason we are using ERP software to avoid this. Yeah. So these are the main features of SAP. And the modules offering by SAP are 40 plus out there, but here I have listed few like SD, that is nothing but sales and distribution. is nothing but material management, HR, PP. So like that, we have various modules out there. And types of SAP software. So mainly, if I keep it, you can see full screen. Okay, now we are getting. So types of softwares. We have two types of softwares are there. One is production software, the other one is idea software. So production software is nothing but where you can find the real-time data. What I mean to say is, suppose if you are joining in a project, you will work on it, right? So there you will find the real-time data. So the business data you will be get with the production software. So here, whatever the live data is there, that you can see in the production software. And the other one is IDS software. So IDS stands for International Demonstration and Education System Software. So whenever you are learning, now you are going to learn ABAP, right? So if you want to learn, you need to practice it. So to practice that, we need a software. So that is nothing but IDS software. So this is a training software where we can practice, like it will be, so SAP already created some of the standard programs, tables are there. So with the help of this IDS software, we can practice it. So if you are learning, you need to buy the server. So whenever you are practicing on a server, that software is nothing but IDS software, training software. It is mainly designed for training purpose. So whenever you are learning, you are working on this software. But whenever you join in a company and start working on a project, that software we call it as a production software. So there you can find the real-time data, the production data where the actual business data is there, that you can find in the production software. But in the training software, you can find a dummy data. So that is mainly for practicing purpose. So these two types of softwares we have. And I think if you heard about SAP, mostly they used to say functional consultant or technical consultant, if you heard earlier. So let me explain in detail what are these. So when it comes to SAP, we have two categories mainly: functional consultant and technical consultant. Okay, so let's see first functional consultant. So functional consultant, instead of reading this, let me take an example. Okay, so for example, this production server is there, right? So business, I told you this is a live business data. So whenever a company is going to start taking the SAP ERP software, they need to buy the software from SAP. So once they buy the software, then they can add their business into this SAP system. But how it will be added into that SAP system? Suppose imagine that Amazon want to use SAP ERP software. So first they have to buy the software from SAP, and after that they have to include their data into this SAP system. Suppose they are using cloth, they are selling the clothes and household items, electronics items, and footwear, right? So these material information they have to insert into this SAP system, like what kind of materials they are using in their business. They have to insert into this SAP system, right? So those things will be done by the functional consultant. So functional consultant will directly communicate with the end user, or I can say client, and they will gather the information. What business required, they will gather the information and they will configure it. So this is the responsibility of a functional consultant. They will directly communicate with the client, they will gather the information, and they will configure in the system. So once they gather this information, they will put in a document whatever the business need. They will gather from the end user and they will prepare a document. So that document we call it as a functional specification document. In shortcut, we can say FS or FSD. So this document will consist of all the business requirement, what needs to be developed or configured based on the business requirement. So depends on the business requirement, what we need to configure in the system, that will be done by the functional consultant. Okay, so directly they will communicate with the end user and they will take the requirement. Suppose if they are using raw materials like nuts, bolts, so that will be inserted by the functional consultant. They will configure in the system. Suppose if they have warehouse departments, 4 5 warehouse departments are there, so that needs to be inserted into this SAP system. So that will be done by the functional consultant. So they will configure completely in the SAP system. And technical consultant. So this technical consultant mainly categorized into two. One is ABAP consultant, the other one is basis consultant. So a PEP consultant is responsible for creating the programs or screens, tables, or enhancing the standard program. Depends on the business requirement. And this ABAP consultant we can call it as a ABAPer or ABAP developer. So based on the functional specification document, ABAP consultant will develop the object. Suppose a business business want to see a customer details. So that information will gathered by the functional consultant and they will prepare a document. Once they prepare the document, they will pass to the ABAP consultant. And based on the document which has provided by the functional, they will develop the object. So they will do the technical work. ABAP consultant will do the technical work. So here technical work is nothing but creating the programs, screens, and tables. Like that we have various objects out there. So these all will be done by the ABAP consultant. Once we develop the object, we will put in a document like how we have developed, what are the steps we did. So that document we call it as a technical specification document, or we can say TS or TSD. Whatever the object we have developed, the step-by-step process, technically how we did, that we will be maintained in a document that is called as a technical specification document. Okay, so functional consultant is responsible for configuring the system. Technical consultant as ABAP consultant is responsible for creating the programs, screens, various objects. Okay, and basis consultant. So when it comes to the basics consultant, they are responsible for installing the servers, creating usernames, passwords in our system. Suppose imagine that you have joined in a company, okay, in a project. You need to connect to the SAP system. So you need a credential, right? So those credentials will be given by the basis consultant. Even if you want to practice, you need to buy the server, and for that server also you need a credentials like username and password. So that will be done by the basis consultant. They are completely responsible for creating the usernames and passwords and configuring the servers. So these are the consultants we heard in the SAP: functional, technical. Okay, so technical consultant, as a ABAP consultant, we don't directly communicate with the end user, but how we will get the requirement? We will get the requirement from the functional consultant. Always remember, as a functional consultant, they will meet the client, like they will connect with the client, they will gather the information, they will prepare a document. Once it is done, and they will configure it in the system, depends on the business requirement. If they need any new development, then they will approach to a ABAP consultant. So ABAP consultant will responsible for creating the object, and basis consultant is responsible for uh, giving the credentials, configuring the server. Any doubts still here? All right, let's
Is
move on
everyone
to the
able to
next one.
understand? Yes, Neha, you
Yeah,
can ask.
Yes,
yeah,
Neha.
any doubts? If I'm going too fast, you can let me know. I'll say a little slow. Okay. So roles and responsibilities of ABAP consultant. So this you need to know because you are learning ABAP. So you need to know what are the roles and responsibilities as an ABAP consultant. So as I mentioned, we directly create anything blindly. We need to get the requirement, right? So we need to get, so we will get the requirement from the functional consultant. So based on the functional specification document. So first you will get the functional specification document from the functional consultant. Once that FSD is provided, you need to analyze it first. So what they have given, what is the business requirement, what needs to be done. So like that, you need to analyze it. Once the requirement is clear to you, then you need to estimate the number of hours to develop that particular object. Suppose if it is a small requirement, we can complete within 3 to 4 hours or 2 to 3 hours. So you need to estimate it, how many hours it will take to complete that particular object. And you need to prepare TSD, technical specification document. So technically, how you are going to develop that object. So that information you have to put it in a document, and you need to start developing the object. Once the object development is finished, you need to test it. So the initial testing which you are doing after completion of the development, that we call it as a unit testing. Suppose, imagine that I have created a report where user want to see um, Indian customer details. So like user want to see customer name, region, and okay, these two information. Okay, so for that I have created a report. And how I created this report, I need to give the name, like what is my report name, how I have created. So technically what steps I did, I need to maintain a document that is nothing but TSD. And once I develop the object, I have to test it whether it is working as expected as per the client requirement. So we need to test it, right? So that testing we call it as a unit testing. After completion of the development, we will test it. So that test we call it as a unit testing. And once your testing is done, we will release object. So this we will discuss in the coming up classes. Okay, what is mean by this release object? So always remember, as an ABAP consultant, first you need to understand the FS. If it is clear for you, then we will start proceeding with the developing the object. In some projects, we will develop the object first, then we will prepare the TSD. Or in few projects, first we'll prepare the DSD. If it is approved, then we will start the development. So it can be first this one or this one. So depends on the client requirement, or like depends on the client, we will do this one. But every like in every project, we used to do these steps. These are the roles and responsibilities majorly done by the ABAP consultant. And SAP architecture. So SAP architecture is nothing but how SAP system has designed, we need to know. So architecture in the sense how the system has designed. Okay, so R3 in the sense, R stands for real time, 3 stands for 3 layer or 3 tier, I can say. So let's see in detail this one. So 3 layers, as I said, those 3 layers are nothing but presentation layer, application layer, database layer. As I mentioned, uh, if Amazon wants to buy an ERP software, SAP software, they need to buy from the SAP, right? So end user also connecting to the SAP system. As ABAP consultant, we are also connected to the SAP system. But you need to understand how we are working, how end user is able to see the output. So that is the reason I'm going to explain this architecture. Okay, so here we have 3 layers are there: presentation layer, application layer, database layer. So in the presentation layer, where all the end users can able to see output and they can give the input. So all the client system will be connected in the presentation layer. So it is nothing but a front end. To make it clear, let me take an example. Okay. Okay, let's take an example, Swiggy. So if you want to um, suppose if you want to order any food, like you can use Swiggy or Zomato, right? So what you will do, first you will open the app, then you will search for the food or you will search by the restaurant, right? So here from the front end, like when you open the app, you are able to give the input is nothing but either food name or restaurant, right? So same way in SAP, if user want to see any details or if user want to create any order like a purchase order or creating a delivery note, they will see from the front end. And suppose once you place an order in the Swiggy backend, it will get automatically notified to the restaurant. You don't give any notification, like you don't call to particular restaurant and prepare this food, send with a delivery agent. You don't do all these things. When you place an order, automatically the notification will be sent to the restaurant, and depends on your requirement, they will prepare the food and they will send with the delivery agent. So these things will be done in the back end. Similar way in SAP, when end user is using the system back end, some programs will be run. Suppose if end user want to create a purchase order, they are creating from the front end, but when they are creating in the front end, back end some programs will be run. So that programs will be run in the application layer. So in the application layer, ABAP logic will be there. So the programs, objects which we develop, that will be on the application layer. But from the front end, we cannot see. As an end user, they cannot see. Same like Swiggy, we can place the order, but in the back end, so many things are happening. We don't get those information. We cannot see that information. It is happening in the background. In such a way, they have designed. Similarly, SAP also designed in this way. And database layer. So database layer is responsible for storing the information. And whenever we need, we can read the information from the database layer. For example, whatever you have ordered, that information is stored in your history. Like from which restaurant you have ordered, the delivery date, what item you have placed, that information you can find in the history. Same way in SAP also, uh, master data is there. So I'll tell you what is mean by master data in the coming up classes. Okay, so suppose if user want to display customer details, so those customer details will be saved in the database layer. So we have 3 types of layer: database. In the presentation layer, where end user can see the output and they can give the input. In the application layer, total logic will be run, like program will be execute in the application layer. And database layer, where all the data is stored. So any doubts in this?
No, Sneha.
Yeah, okay. So now, as I mentioned here, the programs, objects that will be run in the application layer, right? So whenever we want to interact with the system, how system will understand? Suppose I'm communicating with you. Suppose whatever I'm saying, the language which I'm saying. So right now I'm saying in English. If you know the language, then only you can understand, right? Otherwise you cannot understand. Similarly, suppose if I want to, suppose if user want to see a customer details, so that information we need to give to the system. Like I want this customer information, but system cannot understand our human language, right? So to communicate with the system, we have a language in SAP. So inside SAP, if you want to communicate with the system, then they are using a language called ABAP. ABAP stands for Advanced Business Application Programming. So this is the language which we use to communicate inside the SAP system. So whatever the modules are there inside the SAP, 40 plus modules are there. Every module is communicated with the help of ABAP language only. So in SAP software, we are using a language called ABAP. It is a fourth generation language. So fourth generation language in the sense, so the maximum keywords and statements are in English language. So in ABAP, whatever we are using the syntaxes and statements, those are maximum in English only. So that is the reason ABAP is called as a fourth generation language. And it is lies on the application layer, because as I said, the programs, objects, whatever we develop, that is running on the application layer. So objects, programs, how we will develop? With the help of ABAP language only. So ABAP will be lies on the application layer. And you need to know what is a system landscape. So in every project, if you join in every project, majorly they use these three systems: development, quality, and production. And suppose you got a requirement from a end user that they want to see how many sales orders are generated on August month, right? So you need to write a program. So where you have to write, you need one environment, right? So whenever you are practicing, we will buy the software, idea software, and we will practice there. But that is not moved to any real-time business. That is just for the practice purpose. But as I mentioned, production software is nothing but where the real data or real business is existing, right? So how the object is developed first? So that should be developed first in the development server. So this server, development server, is responsible for developing the objects. So the system configuration and development from the functional consultant and technical consultant or SAP all consultants, all the development work will do in the development server. Once you develop the object, after completion of unit testing, so unit testing is nothing but once we develop the object, we used to test it whether it is working as expected. If it is working as expected, then we need to move to quality system, because in the development server you don't get most of the data. Like here you will get only less data. So that is the reason we cannot test it in all the scenarios. So once your object is developed and if it is tested successfully, then we will move to quality system. So in quality system, all functional consultant will be test the developed objects, because here you will find a copy of production data. So in quality system, you can find more data. In some projects, it is a like copy of production data. So production data is nothing but the real data, the real time business, whatever the business is using, that data of copy you can find in the quality system. So you can test more. So in quality system, we don't develop anything new. Here we will test which are developed in the development system. Okay. So development server or development system mainly used to develop the objects or configure the system. And once it is developed successfully, we will move to quality system and we will do further testing in the quality server. So the main difference is in quality server, we don't develop anything newly. Here we will do only the testing which are developed already. And if it is tested successfully, then we will move to the quality server. Sorry, production server. So production server is nothing but where the end user can use it. So whatever the object you have developed, that can be used by the end user with the help of this production server. So generally we use these three servers. There would be one more server, that is sandbox server. That is an optional one. So sandbox server is also used to develop the object, but whatever we develop in the sandbox server, that is not moved to production server. That is like practice server, because whenever any new feature you are going to develop or new configuration you have to do, then we should not do directly in the development server, because it might be affect in the development quality and production system, because these are interlinked. So that is the reason, if any new feature you want to develop or new configuration you are enhancing the standard program, then we can apply those things in the sandbox server, because that won't be affect the production system. There is no link to production system. I can say simply it is like a training server. That is an optional one, but these three are the majorly we use in every project. In few projects you might see a sandbox server, or few might not be, but these three will be must. So system landscape is nothing but how the systems are arranged. Like once we develop what we have to do, then we will move to the quality. And once it is moved to quality, what we will do? We will move to production after successful testing. So you need to know how our object is moving from one system to another system. So that is nothing but system landscape. So development server, quality, production, and the optional one is sandbox server. And types of projects. So in SAP, we have various types of projects like implementation, supporting, upgrade, rollout. So implementation project in the sense, the customer for the first time implementing SAP in their system. So that is comes under implementation. So here we have to develop everything from the scratch, even configure the system, like in the initial class, like I told you, suppose if warehouse Amazon is using 4 warehouses, so those information they have to insert it. And if they have storage locations 10 out there in one area, like branches, so they have to insert it. So everything we have to do from the scratch in the implementation, because end user is starting for the first time, SAP is using for the first time, so we need to implement from the beginning. Like whenever you are installing an app, so you have to log in with your mobile or email ID. Then you have to give your your username, and you can put a password, right? And if it is any online website to buy anything, you have to add your address. Once it is done, you no need to enter every time, right? So whenever you are installing for the first time, you have to do these steps. Similarly, implementation project also works in that way. So we have to implement from the scratch in the implementation project. And supporting. So once supporting project is nothing but like customer already implemented the SAP software, and they need daily support. Like suppose if any issue comes up, they need a support, right? So that project we call it as a supporting project. Suppose if any issues are happening in the live data, so they need support from us to fix those issues. So they will raise some tickets and we need to solve it. So those kind of project we call it as a supporting project. And upgrade, so upgrade is nothing but it's like upgrading their version. Suppose whenever we install an app, we need to get the notification from the app. After a few months, it will get a notification to update that app, right? Similarly, if end user want to upgrade their system from older version to newer version, then that kind of project we call it as a upgrade. And rollout is nothing but so end user is using SAP system and they are moving to the different place, so they are switching the location from one place to another place. So at that time we have to do some necessary changes. Suppose end user is using SAP system in India, okay, after few days, few months or few years they are locating to US. So here they will close the system and in US they are going to be start, right? So at that time the location is changing from India to US, so the tax system will be changed and currency will be changed. So those necessary changes we will do in the rollout project. So we have implementation, support, upgrade, rollout projects are there in SAP. Any doubts in this?
No, Sneha, please continue.
Okay. And so if you want to connect to SAP system using SAP GUI, we can able to connect it. So SAP GUI in sense graphical user interface. So it is allow us to communicate with SAP. Like if you want to log into SAP, you need a interface, like you need one place, right? So that we can access with the help of SAP GUI. Like whenever you want to access an app, you need to install from the Play Store, then you can able to access it. Similarly, if you want to access SAP system, either we can install from the front end or else we can take the remote access as well. But whenever we are accessing SAP, that is possible with the help of graphical user interface. So with the help of SAP GUI, we can able to communicate with SAP system. Yeah. So this is the introduction to SAP and ABAP. I don't want to take much time of you because you need to understand firstly what is the main purpose of SAP, why we are using. If you have the clarity, then we can move further. So till here, do you have any doubt? Amani or Praveen, can you stop the recording?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So any doubts, please you can unmute and say if you have anything.